Hi guys, Cardnetwork Saar here with Sebastian Wernicke, first after Swiss YCS Rimini 2017. Show us your deck.
I played Chainburn. Thanks to everyone. Everybody loves that deck, I know. So I'll just go for the main deck, where we have one single Ghost Reaper.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 41 cards main deck, but Ghost Reaper was really good because game 1 against Zodiac you just banished their Trident and they have to attack with Tiger Mortar or something like that and they can't dodge Dimensional Wall anymore. And for example in day 2, one Tiger Mortar attacked me into Dimensional Wall and he got 5100 damage. Was pretty cool. Then we have Maxi, obviously ultimate rare to fuck with the opponents. Then Electromagnetic Turtle. This card was really good against True Draco because they basically don't attack with more than one monster. And if they attack in the turtle, they lose 2 battle phases because Masterpiece immune to monsters is not immune by Electromagnetic Turtle. And for the other monsters we have Double Backjack. It's just like another duality because you have so many traps, you will always hit traps with that. And we have a single Magician of Faith. This was especially good in the Zodiac matchup, but you can't play more than one because in the Dragon matchup you just have to side it out because they shoot it every time. So that's for the monsters, just 6 monsters. Then for the spells we have a Draw Engine, we have Double Desires, Triple Demise, if you saw the featured match, Triple Duality, One Day of Peace, and no, it's not a bad card, it's the best card in the deck. Then Foolish Burial because we have 3 targets and it's just like another duality or another Threatening Row, Barbecue. And for the rest of spells we have Double Chain Strike because it's semi-limited. Otherwise this would have been 3. For the traps they are sorted into 3 categories. First is burn cards. So we have Ring of Destruction, Ojama Trio, then Triple Just Deserts, Triple Secret Blast, Triple Secret Barrel. Then we have the protection cards. There are 1 Blazing Mirror Force, just 1 in the main deck because if you don't main it, your opponent will just leave everything in attack mode. But if they see it once, they will be careful, and this is very good for Dimensional Wall. And Dimensional Wall just punishes them for playing safe against the Mirror Force. So if they run into Dimensional Wall, they will put more things into ATK, and then they will run into Blazing Mirror Force, and vice versa, they run into Dimensional Wall. And it was really good throughout the tournament. Then for the other protection cards, we have Double Waboku and Triple Threatening Roar. 3 Threatening Roar because it is better against Zodiac because they have Whiptail and obviously banish your monsters. And then for the draw cards we have Triple Balance of Judgment.
Okay.
I play this at 3 and don't play any Reckless Greed or Accumulated Fortune because it's a field control format and everybody's playing Ash in the side deck at least, and if they negate 1 you just have the other and draw 1 card less. But this card won so many games and it drew me 4 to 5 cards nearly every single time. So that's it for the main deck. Then for the extra deck, those were mainly Reaper targets, but there were also cards that I could play. For the cards that I could play, we have Lyrisk, Holding Nightingale. Most of you probably don't know this card. This card basically does, it gets attacked for every Exceed material, can attack directly, and if you detach an Exceed material, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, and you don't get any battle damage with this card.
Okay.
So you can stall your opponent for 2 turns. This is very good against Draco, if you get a chance. I didn't get a chance to summon it during the tournament, but nearly had a chance. Then for the other rank 1 we have Sylvan Princess Sprout. This is really good if you have Threatening Roar into monsters against Zodiac because you just summon Backjacks and they don't want to destroy Backjacks and don't think you can summon Exceeds with this deck. And if this goes through, you just, it's like you flip over the first card and it's basically draw 1 card each time you resolve the effect. And you get a Backjack on top of that. Then we have Reaper targets against Zoo. Against Palio, didn't face any. Against Dino. But because of the Earth True King, I have to play those in doubles. This is limited, unfortunately. And then for the last extra deck monster we have Mechaba. But I didn't face any invoked.
Okay.
Then for the side deck we have triple Lazion. This is pretty bonkers against True Draco, because you shuffle all their permanent spell and trap cards back to their deck, and afterwards their masterpiece can't resolve. They get 1000 and they can't get rid of it in their turn, because they have no card except Skill Drain to out this. And additionally it does 1000 damage, so it's the perfect card against that stack. Then for the mirror match we have double DDD Leonidas. Its effect is basically like the Wombat, but you can special summon it from your hand if you receive any effect damage, and the effect damage gets nullified. And afterwards it's just this Wombat with 2600 that can beat over Jinzo and every other card they might side for you. Then we have Fairy Tail Luna and Fairy Tail Snow. They are for most random matchups and for the mirror match, because you can go into Tornado Dragon in the mirror match and you can banish your own cards from the field with Fairy Tail Snow, so you don't get burnt. And they didn't come up in the tournament because I played Tenzu and 2 True Draco and 1 Draco Zoo. Then we have, for the Dino, we have Veiler, because if you negate Danglong, they lose 2 negations and you just lose Veiler and still play with 5 cards. The second Ghost Reaper, I didn't have any space for the third one, but it only came up once against Zoo because, yeah, one Zoo player was really smart and I had to banish the Trident at all costs to not receive Trident beatdown all the time. This was actually against Lorenz Roma in the last round of Swiss. And that was the only time I had to side the second Reaper for the mirror match. Not for the mirror match, for the Zodiac matchup.
Okay.
Then we have Double Ash. Also, mainly against Dino. I don't side this against Draco, because I want him to have many cards, so I can resolve Balance of Judgment better. And I just don't need to stop that draw engine. Then we have, especially for Zodiac, 1 Raigeki, 1 Dark Hole. I would side this every game too, because they think they have to need to build a board to stop Ojama Trio, and if they do, they just lose to those. And most Zoo players just tend to stack Vipers and Thoroughblades under their XCs, and they lose 2 turns if I just Raigeki or Dark Hole them. This also happened during the mirror match and it gave me 2 turns. And for the other 2 cards, there are the second and third Blazing Mirror Force, because I side them in against Zodiac and Draco, and they just don't know about it, and those are especially good in it if I side them with Lazion, and give me so many turns, and the opponent just can't beat over my cards anymore. Yeah, that's basically it.
Okay. Any last words?
Yeah, I have to give shoutouts to a lot of words, because I actually borrowed most of my deck. So shoutouts to Michael Arndt, Stefan Sutor and the whole Cardnetwork Saar team. Yeah, and thanks for everyone for having a great tournament.
Okay, if you want to see the Chainburn in action, you can check the feature match from Konami.
Yeah, I had a featured match in round 8 and one in top 32.
Okay, thank you, Sebastian.